How goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully your day is going great. It's Wednesday, hump day, all that good stuff. Weekend's almost here. I'm actually gonna take a little road trip this weekend because it's been a long time since I've taken a road trip. Even though I know that certain issues have occurred in regards to the pandemic in certain states, that's why it's a road trip and it's not getting on the plane, and it's not an overnight thing. But anyways, back to the subject matter at hand. Now, when it comes down to it, everybody's figuring out different ways to make money. No matter what, whether it's from a job, whether it's from an asset, from a business, everybody is getting more and more smarter about money because everybody's intelligence levels has had no choice but to rise now in regards to financial intelligence, in regards to whether you're buying stocks, you're buying bonds, you're buying gold, you're investing with others when it comes to businesses, you're investing in other funds. People are taking their financial education way more seriously nowadays because they know we live in the times where you have no other choice. Either you're going to be extremely broke, you're going to be extremely middle class, or you're going to be extremely rich. But there's not going to be any in between. And when I say middle class, I mean you're working a job, or you have you're self-employed, or you have a small business. However, you know how to do three things: earn money, save money, and invest money. Okay, so getting down to it, the article that I read today in regards to this one gentleman, Mr. Tony Elon Jr., who is a veteran of the Navy. Nowadays with everything going on in the world, most people are benefiting from owning real estate and owning stocks within the stock market. Even though, it's, the stock market goes up and down, up and down. However, hey, if that goes kaput, then everything else goes kaput. And we all know that. All right. Now, there are various strategies that one can utilize to make money within the stock market, especially in the digital age. I'm going to go over some strategies that military veteran Mr. Tony Elon Jr., actually, who is a renowned stock broker and various other things, has actually created a book, and he's given some decent ways on how to figure out how to just get started. So this isn't financial advice or anything of that nature, because I'm not a financial professional. I'm just a gentleman on YouTube who likes to talk about financial intelligence and ways to make money moves and things of that nature. You obviously have to do your own research, and if you need to consult your own stockbroker or CPA, financial professional, and go from there. You take the money and take the information and you run with it so that you make the best informed financial decisions from the professionals. The article that I read, today digs into how Mr. Elon made $250,000 in the stock market. One thing that I respect about this article is that it pointed out that we know that everyone is not going to be like Warren Buffett. That's a given. But we definitely live in a time, even with regular working people, can invest as little as $10 a month in the stock market. As little as $10 a month in the stock market. And if you can't afford that, then I really suggest that you look into other ways to obtain capital, because $10 is nothing nowadays. $10 is kind of turning into 20 cents in a sense, because matter of fact, there was a video today that was out there from one of my favorite YouTubers, Dinah Samir, who told me about the opportunity of carrot bars. He made a statement with his new video. It says basically $100 is basically $20 nowadays, So that's very interesting, in my personal opinion. Okay. Now, the book How I Made $250,000 in the Stock Market, and You Can Too, by Mr. Elon, hits home when it comes to people who are not living in major mansions and penthouses. Mr. Elon goes step by step on how he earned more than $300,000 in the stock market within 13 months time frame. So within 13 months, he made $300,000 in the stock market. Remember, that Mr. Elon isn't a financial investor scholar, but he is a military vet and graduate student with no background, formal training in finance. He really goes into establishing a healthy financial lifestyle before you actually buy your first stock, which is very smart. And I don't think everybody has to be a world-renowned financial whiz, just to be an investor. I think it's about not only doing your own research, but it's about engaging with professionals and others who have gone to where you want to go in this life. or even going where you're trying to go. It's all about not only just your mindset and your education, but it is who you engage with. So if you're engaging with somebody who knows nothing about, how to build wealth via the stock market or other investment vehicles, then most likely and if that's what you're into at the time, then most likely you and that person aren't going to have that much in common. But you never know. All right, that's just my personal opinion on that one. Okay. Now he not only goes into the healthy financial lifestyle, but he actually samples just actually goes through simple steps. Number one, always track your money, because one needs to make sure that they have some money to invest. And most people, they think that they don't have it. Mr. E. Leon stated that most people say that they don't have it because they are spending their money on other things like eating out more, going on more vacations. And hey, I've done this, but I still have enough money to invest my money every month, But a lot of people will spend their last money just so that they can keep up with the Joneses, so that they can go on vacations and eat out at restaurants, so they could, quote unquote, live the fancy good life. These things, they add up, family, at the end of the day. Every dollar and cent you spend, it adds up. And Mr. Elion stated that more people need to learn how to budget their money outside of paying for monthly bills and other expenses. I couldn't agree more with that statement. I always say, when you learn how to vote with your dollars, you can obtain more assets. And I keep making that statement because it's an election year, and you're going to vote for who you're going to vote for. I don't really care. I always say voting with your dollars means, are you putting it into an investment vehicle, such as the stock market, such as the Care Bars International or gold, such as buying real estate, such as creating your own business so that you can get more of a tax write-off. That's voting with your dollars, in my personal opinion. And then there's other vehicles, from buying insurance annuities, the term life insurance policies, policies for your significant others, the elders in your families, the version of a 401k or IRA for your children, so they can have something when they get out of high school. If not for college, then maybe for something else. That's voting with your dollars. Maybe you're going to borrow some money from your 401k to purchase your first house, or purchase something that's going to become some more of an asset when it comes to a business, something to that nature. Or you're just going to withdraw, you take the 10% penalty, up to 10% penalty, and use it for something else. That's voting with your dollars. That's all I care about when it comes to voting in 2020 and beyond, is, are you voting with your dollars? But anyways, I digress. Number two, this should go without saying, but eliminate your debt as much as possible. Eliminate your debt as much as possible. I could not stress that enough. One thing that really stood out to me with this article is that Mr. Ilion stated that he never tells people to invest money when they have a car note, credit card bills, and furniture bills. And I'm like, you know what? I couldn't agree with that statement more, because those are things, and this is full disclaimer. I'm 37 years old. I've never had a car payment in my life, and I'm not saying this to brag or anything of that nature, but I'm a huge fan of living below your means as much as possible, being as frugal as possible. Not saying do not enjoy your life, but be frugal, because especially in 2020 and beyond, having two things is very important, way more than how you look, how good your clothes look. And I'm just going to keep it real. In 2020 and beyond, if your bank account or bank accounts aren't climbing, and your assets aren't climbing, and they're stagnated or they're shrinking, but your car looks great and your house looks great, that might have been nice in 1995 and 1998 or whatnot, or maybe back in the 80s. But in 2020, that is just, it's not sustainable for most working people nowadays. If your money's not working for you constantly when you're even sleeping, if your money's not being saved constantly, then you have a recipe for financial disaster, in my personal opinion. I'll leave it at that. Your priority should be to get free of that debt, and only then should you look towards investing. I couldn't agree with that statement more. And you know what? I couldn't agree more with that scenario. Financial intelligence starts with people taking personal responsibility. Financial intelligence starts with people taking personal responsibility when it comes to their finances, spending extra money, when the bills go down. That's just what it is. Number 3, another thing that I agree with, is commit to the fundamentals of wealth creation. Meaning, in order to make money in the stock market requires one of rejecting the get-rich-quick nonsense and start embracing 2 important things. Mr. Elon stated, and I quote, that the 2 most important fundamentals of wealth creation involves delayed gratification and discipline. Delayed gratification and discipline. Remember, family, in order for wealthy people to remain wealthy, they have to remain vigilant with their money and other assets. Delayed gratification is one of the hardest things for anyone nowadays, especially in the United States, because we are living in the instant gratification generation right now. Basically meaning delayed gratification is I'll wait to buy those extra shoes. I will wait to buy that newer car. I will wait to get that upgraded phone. I will wait to get my upgraded television, upgraded computer, things that that can wait. The light bill can't wait. The water bill can't wait. The rent and the mortgage can't wait. You have to buy food, necessities, gas in the car, maintenance on the car. That's a necessity. But all these other things don't, they can wait. Like I said, his opinion, my opinion, you go for what you know. That's my personal opinion. And to go back to what I was saying, I've never had a car payment because instead of me paying $200, $300, $400, $500, $600 a month, that money can go to 2 things. My bad, 3 things. Business, savings, assets. And most people with those huge car notes, a lot of times, not everybody, but a good chunk of society, they have to spend that money that they're spending on the vehicles not going in anything that's an asset. Now, others would argue, well, I'm an Uber driver or a Lyft driver or whatnot, or Amazon driver. Well, that's a different story because you're writing that car off because you're in the 1099 club to where you're writing off everything on your freaking car. From the gas to the maintenance to the mileage to the, insurance policy, if that, you know what I mean? So that's a different story. But if you're just getting the nice looking car just to look good, well, that's another story. But I'll leave it at that. But that's what it is. We need more delayed gratification so that we can actually obtain something that's way more valuable than materialistic nonsense. I'll leave it at that. Okay. When one waits a little longer to sell their stocks instead of just trading stocks, the likelihood of you doubling your money will increase depending on what the market is doing. Mr. Elon stated that the reason why the foundations of delayed gratification and discipline are so important is that you have to have your personal finances in proper order so that you have money to invest. Mr. Elon insists. If you are sinking in debt, then you won't have money to invest. If you are living check to check, then you won't have money to invest. You have to sacrifice in the beginning so that you can have disposable income to invest in the end. Period. I couldn't agree with that statement even more. Okay. Especially nowadays, when a lot of people losing their jobs and whatnot, it is of necessity for not only asset accumulations, but having a significant savings account. When I see people who are making millions of dollars a year saying, I'm holding off on certain projects and whatnot, I'm just going to maintain what I have right now, that's a sign of certain things to come. My personal opinion. Number 5, last but definitely not least, never invest money you can't afford to lose. And I love that one. Never invest money you can't afford to lose. This goes back to what I stated earlier. I started investing, $60 here and there in the stock market 4 years ago. Now I have increased that because of various reasons. Now with apps like Stash, Robinhood, and Acorn, people are investing as little as $5 to $10 a month. Mr. Elon also stated that it is not possible to make money in the stock. It is not possible to make money in the stock market without losing money in the stock market. Couldn't agree with that statement more. It's how the stock market works. You win some, you lose some. The consistently positive returns historically delivered by the stock market happens over time, as in years, not weeks or months, or before your next mortgage payment is due. The stock market is you win some and you lose some, period. And I couldn't agree with that more so. And a lot of people still don't trust the stock market, don't believe in the stock market. And hey, you have your personal reasons, and I definitely respect that all at the same time. Everybody's different and everybody's going to do different things on their financial journey, whether it's good or bad. It's your choice. Mr. Elon stated that do not buy stocks with money you need. You should be investing in stocks after you have your finances in order and not as a way to make a quick buck. I couldn't agree with that statement more. His last statement that I totally agree with is, if you want to get rich, then play the Powerball, the Mega Millions, or go to a casino. And on that note, learn the methods of making money moves, consult financial professionals, and go from there, family. Because that's the thing. Hey, I've played the lottery, I've gone to casinos, but I go in there and I go in there with a budget knowing I'm not going to spend a certain amount of money, and it's usually never even over $50. It's always under $50 because I'm there to enjoy the ambiance of it and whatnot. And the lottery, hey, you see what you win, a little couple dollars here and there, it's a couple bucks a week. That's not a big deal, in my personal opinion. But everybody's different. But if you're willing to do that and you're not willing to invest in the stock market, well, it's all about priorities, family. That's all I can say, And on that note, remember, if you want to check out the Care Bars International family, it's basically very simple. You sign up for free. There's no monthly fee. You buy gold, you're saving it. You buy a specific package and whatnot. You buy gold from a monthly basis if you choose so. You refer others to do the same thing, and you can get paid from the Care Bars Visa card, and you go from there. And obviously when you sign up with me, I will call you. We'll discuss this matter further. So much information out there online that you can check this out all at the same time. So hopefully you guys have a great day. Hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow when we go live. We will be talking about various subject matters, but it's going to be very interesting to say the least. And always remember, you can't get fired if you own the company. And matter of fact, give me 1 second. I will make sure, because it's like the subject matter escapes me right now for some odd reason. Like what is tomorrow's? So much going on, such a busy day, but I love it that way. So I will not complain. Yeah, we're going live tomorrow at 7 p.m. on Thursday, and we'll be talking about my favorite topic, my new favorite topic, voting with your dollars. Are you doing it, and what does it mean to you? Like I said, no political crap, voting with your dollars, because your dollars are spent for the most part every day, and I call them that's your chance for you to vote with your dollars in regard outside of the necessities and whatnot. You can use dollars as little soldiers. In your household, well, most people are, but some people aren't. You're supposed to be the commander in chief and whatnot. So what are you doing? What executive decisions are you making with your dollars every day, and how you're going to implement them not only for yourself, but for your family and your friends all at the same time? Bringing that community collectivism back into the equation. All right. So vote with your dollars every day, family, and we're going to be discussing that tomorrow on Larry's Anything Goes via Facebook and via YouTube. Looking forward to seeing you there. You'll be able to call in. We can converse online, not just via chat, but definitely via video and whatnot, because that's what it's all about. Collaboration, motivation, and we're trying to get to that great economic freedom destination. That's what it's all about. So have a great day. Don't forget to check out the online stores. Have various products to sell and whatnot. From clothes to electronics, face masks, you name it, we got it, from hats to sunglasses, etc. and so forth. Have a great day, family. And like I said, the freest thing you can do is 3 things. Like, subscribe, share. Easy as that. All right. Take care, family, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.